he made me promise I wouldn't give certain clues away about the song, and I will hold to that promise, because he wanted it to be, when you give the secret away to something, it makes that something less. It's that seduction of not knowing.
And also I think in some way it captures that, the Elvis magic, or that southern Memphis feel, or something about that core that it relates into the music itself.
Well, I think he was also writing it with the family in mind. He wanted to write something that would be respectful to the, if any of his family were listening, that they would think, this is beautiful.
It is.
It's not plagiarizing our father or his death or his life or anything. It's telling a story about a man who celebrated African Americans and their music, sang their music. He was the only artist, a white artist, that hybrid into gospel, country, rock, and pop. He was the only one that did this. And Black Velvet was the only song of its time that succeeded in doing exactly the same thing in all four genres of music, and showed American radio that country music could sell in the millions. So it was almost as if I share in the legacy Elvis created. It's so strangely, what's that called? Prosody. When something sounds like what it is you're singing about.
Prosody. That's a new word for me.
Prosody. You know? Like soft. Hard. You know, it very much tells its own story.
It's integral in the word.
It's integral in the story, and integral in...
I think that's what I was trying to get at, that there is a core root to the song that I think just resonates inside, that you get that sense of authenticity.
Well, I don't know. I think that could be a combination of the shuffle groove, which is very sexy. I mean, it was certainly, for years it was the stripper song of, you know, it was the jukebox got the quarter in for, they got the jukebox award in 1990.
Hey, congratulations!
And I'm sure I would have got a stripper award, but you know, there weren't stripper awards then, and I'm still waiting.
So it's got the jukebox one.
You know. And I know that when I do it, people always throw me underwear and say, take your clothes off. So, you know, no, they don't do that anymore. Now they're very respectful. I think there's a strange respect that gets shared, and perhaps it's the way I sang it with my deep, you know, reaching deep into the bowels of my soul and finding something to portray the hurtful crooner of a black man singing in a white man's world. The new religion that will bring you to your knees was rock and roll.
Yeah, I know.
It was rock and roll, not Elvis Presley.
No, it was rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Elvis Presley brought rock and roll to a white man audience. And he was never credited with that. He was never given, to this day, he's never been celebrated. Before I die, I hope I get a chance to tell the story with this song. Because it's a beautiful story. Everybody just remembers the drugs and the Vegas...
And the Vegas costumes and so on and so forth.
The Cadillacs and the whatever.
But Sun Records and being back there when he was like the only one, really.
Well, and the Beach Baby movies, blah, blah. I mean, he was so much more. He really was. And I guess that's part of what subliminally people are liking about the song.
That's what I think.
It's not rammed down their throat, so it lasts.
Exactly. It goes to the soul. There's a truth, I think, that people recognize, whether they can articulate it or not, because that's what I was trying to do.
That's the seduction, I think, is when you spell it out and give it to them. That's why I didn't want to be on the front cover of People magazine, even though it sells 500,000 records. I said no, because I already had a #1 hit at the time, and I didn't want to plagiarize myself.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't need it.
Well, it's not that I didn't like People magazine. Yeah, it is. I don't want to be a tabloid artist.
Yay!
I'm not a snob, but
how refreshing!
I just wanted to have a little bit of dignity, you know. And I was giving so much away. I mean, I was certainly giving them the skin they wanted, not, you know, in any way that would offend women. No. But I was sensual, and I was always, you know, a female for the men. But I just needed to keep my dignity. And I've always done that with my music, and I can look back now and feel really glad of all my decisions and all the songs I sang, and I feel really proud I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I'm just proud of who I am with the decisions I made musically. They stand out. They hold water.
And that's integrity. And
Yeah.
that's Alanna Myles.
Well, thank you.
And
And
it's
I'm
been-
wearing black velvet.
That's right. This is Nick B. and with Nancy Volz on CIUT's Hull. Hope you're enjoying the show. It's about 23 minutes after 11. It's a Tuesday night. It's sweltering up here, but
Oh, it's hot.
the
I
great
love
thing
it.
is Alanna's
Alanna
brought
loves
these
it.
sort of gothic candles, so it adds to the
Yeah.
atmosphere here
Very
in an
cool.
amazing way.
Well, we're filming, so.
And we're filming, so it's part of the whole ambiance here. Alanna, did you ever find that your hometown was super critical of all your success? Torontonians tend to be a little bit weird about their own.
Shall I get up on the dartboard now and you can throw the first dart?
Is that what
Good
it feels
question.
like? Yeah.
Good question. And you know, I've never thought I would see the day where I could actually sit in a radio, certainly not college radio, and talk about it and feel as warm as I do now under the circumstances. How things have changed. I never thought in my lifetime I would be the recipient of the love I'm receiving from my Toronto fans and that it could turn itself around. It was extremely difficult for a Toronto born and raised recording artist to succeed. It just wasn't done. After me there was Amanda Marshall, but there's been no one else, not from Toronto.
Not for Toronto.
Not from Toronto.
So you don't think that times have changed with the internet and more?
But there has been no one else after Amanda
Well, I
Marshall.
know, it's true.
And she used the same producers as me, and she was sculpted after me. She's fantastic. I think her voice was wasted on songs that were written for me, and I said no, and so she was placed in the situation. But she got some great songs, and she sang them beautifully, and she got a great career, and she happens to be from Toronto. It's geography, but she's got her own talent. She made it on her own talent. Those songs would never have cut it without a great singer, and she had that going on. But in answer to your question, Toronto was a very vicious and highly critical, and I was a commercial actress. I had like 9 or 10 national spots at the time, and therefore no one would sign me based on the fact that she's a commercial actress, even though every red cent of my commercial income would be, and I made a decent living, would be spent on music and demo tapes. But I was rejected based on the fact that I was had such a high profile visually.
This is Nick B. talking to Alanna Myles. Hope you're enjoying the show. We also want to open the show to callers. If they want to call, talk to Alanna for a brief moment in time. 416-946-7000. Our tech, Mr. Omar, is waiting for your call. If you want to talk to Alanna, please do. We're also going to be playing some music after the commercial. Some more music by Alanna. And we're also going to be hearing some poetry. I'm really, Alanna sent me about 6 poems, and I picked the ones I liked, and then Robert Priest.
Can I interject?
Sure, go for
There's
it.
not once where you've entitled the new songs they're going to hear from the new record. It's called Black Velvet. It comes out on Linus Entertainment in November in Canada, September in Europe. All brand new.
All brand new. It sounds better coming from you, lady.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. Glad I
Instead
said
of
it.
me.
Glad I said it.
This is Nick B. We're talking to Alanna Myles. Hope you're enjoying the show. It's again, the phone number is 416-946-7000. Don't be shy. We're a shy town. Don't be shy tonight. Alanna's here, very especially for CIT. Very honored to have her
Absolutely.
here. So
I like to embed some fake callers, like
we had people that wanted to call, but they all said the
There's someone
same
downstairs
thing.
sweeping the floor. Here.
Calling on our cell phones. Get your cell phones up.
I know, they said, I don't know
People
what
are
to ask
shy.
her. They go, I don't know what to ask her.
It's true. People in Toronto are wonderful in that way. It is a place where a famous person can live and never be bothered. People do not bother you here. They're nice. They'll whisper under your breath as they pass by, but they will never make you feel bad. They are so classy. They really are. It's quite phenomenal, quite amazing.
Alanna, you had the bad times with the record companies. There's only like 3 major record companies even left in the world, and it seems like a lot of people are forming their own companies. You were telling me before the show started that you're your own producer, your own A&R person, the whole bit. Is that the wave of the future?